Welcome to Dr. Onji's channel.
Hi guys. So you remember about a month or two ago, I mentioned that the US application cycle is going to open in August, right? And towards that time, I was going to walk you through the steps of applying to schools or the steps of getting admission with funding, which is actually making sure that you put in a good application for this cycle. Okay. All right. So I would say that generally there are about six major steps of gaining admission with funding in the US. The first step is one, knowing your areas of interest or knowing the programs you want to do, knowing the area of interest, knowing the program to do. That is key because it is based on that one that you move to the next step, which is searching for schools that offer those programs. And then three, when you found those programs or the schools offering those programs, watch out for their admission requirements and gather those requirements or prepare to gather those requirements. Okay. The fourth thing is you want to reach out to recommenders, and as letters of recommendation is typically one of the admission requirements. Okay, so if it's part of it, then there is a step of you reaching out to recommenders, and we can talk about how to go about it. The fifth is reaching out to professors, and this is typically key if you're looking into PhD programs. There are schools that require you to a professor who is interested to work with you before they will even admit you. So that is the fifth step. And then the sixth step is just applying, okay? Applying to the school. And I'll add a seventh step, which is also applying to even external funding opportunities. Because normally external funding applications opens with the opening cycle. So you don't want to wait next year when you have gotten admission without funding before you now ask how do you get external funding. No, the time would have passed long ago. So in a nutshell, those are the seven steps. Okay, now we are going to start with the first one, which is knowing your program of interest. Now I know that there are some people who right from the beginning they know what they're about, they know what they want to do. Okay, I remember I've met a 10th grade girl who said, oh, she wants to be a marine biologist. And I remember we were facilitating a program called Engineering a Future. And one of my facilitators said, oh my God, at her age, I wanted to be a truck driver. So that is just to say that some people really have clear-cut idea of what they want to do right from the beginning. And I know that's, not all of us are like that, or not everyone is like that. And so for those who don't know exactly what they want to do, there has to be some work. Sometimes people reach out to me and then they'll say, oh, I'm looking for a scholarship to do my master's. Please help me get a scholarship to do my master's. And you ask them, what masters do you want to do? And then they'll say, oh, anything, any scholarship, any program, anything. And you don't, or you shouldn't just want to do anything. And when you tell me that you want to do anything, it means I can't even help you, because you have to be specific so that I can help you. And like I said, I know that it's not everyone who know what they want to do right from the beginning. But if you are not sure, this is what you should do. If you are looking to do your master's or PhD, it means you've done an undergraduate program. Let me use myself as an example. I did my bachelor's in environmental science. In environmental science, we did courses such as biodiversity, water, wastewater treatment, waste management, environmental law. We did dermatology, we did wildlife, we did toxicology, we did remediation. Now, all these things, that all these subjects I've mentioned are specific areas that you can focus on for your master's or PhD program, because environmental science is really diverse, right? Now, that's the same thing with even other programs. Now, when I wanted to pursue my PhD program, I didn't do a master's, I did a direct PhD program. I knew that from the undergraduate degree that I did, from the environmental science I did, I knew that I didn't like courses or I didn't like subjects like biodiversity. That's not because the environment to be diverse. I just didn't like the study of it. Two, I knew that I didn't like it's related to wildlife because I'm afraid of some animals, some wild animals. Okay, there's some that I don't even want to see their pictures. Okay, I'm afraid of them. So I knew that feathering in specific areas like wildlife or biodiversity was a no-no for me. And then courses like remediation, water, wastewater treatment, waste management, those ones I was really interested in them. Okay, so when I wanted to do a master's program, I was looking specifically for courses or, yeah, for courses of programs or research in areas related to these topics or these subjects that I was interested in. So you might have done, let's say, business administration for your bachelor's, but ask yourself, did you like maybe accounting? Did you like supply chain? Did you like whatever it is, whatever courses that you did? There should be one or two that you didn't like at all, and so you exclude them. And then two or three that you felt really comfortable, you felt you had a strong you felt you had a strong interest in them, those are the ones that you should be looking to pursue. So that is the work that you have to do. Just look at all the courses you've done so far and divide them into not so interested and interested. And those that you are interested in, just find courses or programs that are related to them. And sometimes when you have those you're interested in, you can then even reach out to someone specializing in one or two of those fields and let the person even share their perspective on it with you, okay, to help guide you better. Now, mind you, the programs may not necessarily be the same as the topics you have, but they should be in the same neighborhood. For example, if let's say you did even still using environmental as an example, okay? So when I'm looking for a master's program, I can just type into Google masters in environmental engineering, or yeah, masters in environmental engineering, water treatment or wastewater treatment or remediation. Schools that have courses around those areas are going to pop up. The other thing I want to add is sometimes I've met people who want to just transition, people who don't necessarily want to continue in the programs or that they've done before. For example, I know someone who had a bachelor's in civil engineering and wanted to completely switch to, let's say, data science or data engineering. I know someone who had a bachelor's in engineering, geological engineering, and was transitioning to a master's and PhD in education. If you find yourself in a situation where you really don't want to continue what you've built so far, or you don't want to continue in areas related to the education that you've had, no problem. Room, there are still opportunities for you to transition. The most important thing is, okay, you know that you don't want to continue this. Now what do you want to do? That one is for you to sit yourself down and ask yourself, what are my current interests, or what are the current trends that are exciting to you? Okay, and at least come up with one or two things that you feel you want to transition into. Do you want to transition into tech? Okay, then what does it require? Do you want to transition into business? Then what does it require? Maybe it means you should get an MBA. instead of continuing your engineering degree. Let's say you got an engineer, let's say you got your engineering degree in civil engineering, right? Now you want to transition, you feel you don't want to do engineering, you want to do business, you can do MBA. Okay. So two things. Know two things. One, know your interest based on things you've already done. Okay. To focus on some specifics. Okay. And I use mine as an example, right? So whatever course you did, sit down, separate the topics into like, dislike, and focus on the likes. Okay. You can even rank the likes and then proceed to talk to someone for better guidance based on the specific ones you've prioritized, and then also do some Google searching and researching on those specifics. And then if you want to transition, no problem. Just know what areas you want to transition to. So that when you're reaching out to me or you're reaching out to someone, at least you have something to start the discussion with. It will inform the person to be able to guide you better. Okay. And the next thing we want to do is to search for programs related to those interests and schools that are offering those programs. And that's going to be the next thing we discuss on this series. So if this was helpful to you, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like and share.